Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup that I was influenced to buy. So I'll share with you who influenced me and why. I think I've done one of these videos before and I thought I'm influenced constantly to buy new products, so I figured I would share a full face of those products with you and who influenced me and why. So I hope you enjoy, and if you're new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty and makeup content here on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I am posting every day in December, so I hope you'll stick around and subscribe, and let's go ahead and get into the makeup. Product number one is a primer, and it's the Iconic London Underglow Blurring Primer. I think I could say a few people influenced this purchase, but the one that comes to mind is Lisa J here on YouTube. I know I saw her post about it on YouTube and maybe even her Instagram. I'm not sure, but I know that I saw her using this and I wanted it. I wanted to buy it during the Sephora sale, so I'm going to apply this today. I've used this a few times since I got it and I do like it. I feel like it's kind of a combination of a pore blurring primer and a luminous primer, which is really nice. I don't think it blurs as much as some of my other primers, but I do see where it does slightly kind of blur your skin, just nothing super dramatic. And it does feel good on the skin as well. But if you're not familiar with Lisa J, she is the founder of BK Beauty, the brushes that I use all the time. And she has a YouTube channel. So if you are into makeup, which I'm assuming you are if you're watching this video, and you don't watch her, definitely go check her out. I will make sure I list and link everybody below that I mention in today's video. Okay, I'm gonna go in with NARS color, or it's not a color corrector, it's the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Toffee. I had mentioned this in, I know, at least one video, maybe more than one video, but the makeup artist that definitely influenced this is Kelli over on Instagram. I talk about her all the time. She does not have a YouTube channel. Her main platform is Instagram, so I'll link her Instagram below, but she literally could influence me to buy a lawnmower, and I don't mow the lawn. My husband does that, so that girl could influence me to buy just about anything, and she pretty much has, because a lot of these things were influenced by her. But anyway, she is fantastic. She is based in New York City and she's a makeup artist and I just love her. I found her on Instagram, I want to say like a year and a half, 2 years ago, and I just love her content, her makeup style, and like I said, pretty much anything she recommends I feel compelled to go out and buy, including this. But she was talking in, I can't remember if it was an Instagram live or maybe just on her Instagram story, she was talking about how she uses this shade in particular for anyone that has a lot of darkness under their eyes. If you're like a light medium skin tone. And I was in Sephora one day and picked it up and swatched it, and the color looked like a really good corrector shade. It kind of reminded me of like my Bobbi Brown bisque color that I love, and I bought it and love it. It works just as well, if not better, than a color corrector, like you can probably see. I love it. I'm gonna take a little bit more, like just tiny bit, and pop a little bit right in the inner corner, because I also get pretty blue in there. For foundation, honestly, I could pick a lot of my foundations for this category because I'm easily influenced, especially for certain products. Foundation is definitely one of them, but since I pulled out two. I think we're just gonna mix them and use a little bit of both. The first one is this one, and this was Kellyanne's influence once again. And I can't believe I bought this, to be honest, because this is very expensive. It was on sale when I bought it, but it was still very expensive. It's the Maifanshi Moisture Foundation. It's kind of hard to find, honestly, and it's very expensive. When I got it, I was kind of stunned by how small this little tube is for how expensive it is. But Kellyanne one day on her, I think it was on her Instagram story, I could be wrong, but she was using this and just like raving about it. And I think she ended up selling it out on like multiple websites, which is kind of funny. But of course, I went and bought it right away. I wear the shade 113 in this, and I think it's going to be a little dark. So I'm going to mix in a little bit of this as well, the Iconic London Skin Tint. This was also influenced by Lisa J. And a lot of creators I've seen talking about how these two go together really well. So I figured we'll just use a little bit of both because that Dough is a little bit dark right now, and the Iconic London's a little bit lighter, so. And I'm just gonna blend with my Smashbox foundation brush. I've never mixed these two together before, so hopefully it's okay. The Dough it looks pretty glowy when you first put it on, but then it almost dries to more of like a powdery finish. It's very unique, but I do like it. I wish it wasn't so expensive, and the shade range is also not very good on it, and it's very hard to figure out online what shade you are. I just had to kind of guess, but it is a beautiful foundation, but very pricey. For concealer, I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Ultra HD in the shade 30. I was actually going to use the NARS Radiant Creamy in Creme Brulee because, again, this was influenced by Kellyanne, mainly the color. I had already been using NARS before I heard of that shade, but anyway, I figured we'll use something else since I've been using the NARS a ton, and this was inspired by Melissa Hurkman. She is another makeup artist that is on Instagram. She's not on YouTube, but she is always saying this is like one of her ride or die concealers, and she's another one that could influence me to buy a lawnmower. We'll just stick with that reference because I just love her work. She's amazing. So I bought this for sure because she recommended it. And I feel like I've had this concealer a few times in the past, and I feel like it runs really light because this is shade 30. And I feel like in the past I've had shade like, I want to say, I don't know, 25, 22, somewhere around there, and it was very light. This concealer is also supposedly self-setting. So the idea is you're not supposed to have to set this with powder. I can't remember, it's been a while since I used this one, but I want to say when I've used it in the past, I did set it with a little bit of powder, so maybe we won't do that today. But I'm using the BK Beauty 110 to blend this in. This is their new concealer brush. For bronzer, the Revolution Cream Bronzer in shade Light. This was definitely influenced by Jessica Braun. I saw her using this in a YouTube video and she loved it. So I went out and bought it, and it did not disappoint me. If you've seen me use this, then you know how I feel about it, but this is a fantastic cream bronzer. I love it. You do have to be a little light-handed with it though, because it can go or get kind of intense pretty fast. You don't need a lot of it. And I'm using the BK Beauty, is this 109? Yeah, 109. But the good thing about this is it's so thin and lightweight that if you do apply too much, it's really easy to take a brush or a sponge and just kind of go over it and it blends. Jessica Braun is another person that I adore. I watch every single video. I never miss one. For blush, I feel like I could definitely use a bunch of different blushes for this particular type of video, but the one that really sticks out to me is Happy from Rare Beauty. I'm sure you've seen this. This has been all over pretty much all social media. It's just a beautiful pink. And I've seen many people talk about this, but the one that comes to mind is Katie Fawn. She is here on YouTube and she is the founder of Fawn Beauty. She makes a lot of really beautiful lip products. You may have seen some of her products. I have some of her lip serums, I think is what they're called, and they're really fantastic. I love them. But she uses this color a lot, Happy, and it looks great on her. Actually, I feel like this color just looks good on a lot of people. That's why it's so popular. So I'm just kind of lightly tapping this on with the same brush we used for foundation. And I'm just doing a really light layer of this because this color, really all the Rare Beauty blushes are so pigmented, but this one in particular can be very bright if you apply a lot. I'm gonna keep this actually pretty light also because I'm gonna go in with a powder blush also because I have so many blushes that have been influenced by other people. But this, yeah, this color is just so good. I'm gonna go in and add a little bit of this blush from Hourglass. This is Sublime Flush. And this was definitely influenced by Melissa Hurkman, the makeup artist I mentioned earlier. I just see her talking about this all the time as like a blush topper. It's not a super pigmented blush, but that's why it like goes so well over so many things, is it just kind of adds just a little bit of color, but not too much. It has a little bit of a sheen to it. It's beautiful. And she was 100% right. It is so beautiful. If you like a pink blush, like a baby pink. Okay, for powder, I'm gonna use the Givenchy Prisme Libre powder. This could be influenced by many people because a lot of my favorite content creators, makeup artists use this powder. So I don't even know who to say. I know Melissa Hurkman uses this. I know Kellyanne uses this. Oh, also Nikki LaRose here on YouTube. She is another makeup artist that I love. And she also uses this powder. So definitely go follow her. I follow a lot of makeup artists now that I'm thinking about it. She's just really talented. She's beautiful. I love her work, so definitely go follow her. I'm gonna take this powder on this Morphe Ariel brush and kind of tap it off a little bit on my hand. And I am gonna set like right here. I'm not gonna set my whole under eye just because I don't feel like that concealer really needs it, but I am gonna set like right here. I mentioned in a few videos that I almost thought the Haus Labs powder was more blurring than this one, and I still kind of feel that way, but I don't know. Now that I'm like looking at this, I'm like, that one's really blurring too. I don't know. They're both really blurring, I guess, but I feel like this powder gets so much hype. Let's move on to brows. I already applied some e.l.f. brow lift in my brows. I didn't really think of a soap or like a, I don't know, like a lamination type product that was heavily influenced, but this pencil I talk about all the time, but the CoverGirl pencil was influenced by one of you, Candace, who is such a sweet subscriber. She recommended this and it has made many appearances in my videos already. Maybe I should do like, I think it's Allie Glines that does the full face of her subscribers' suggestions. I think it's her. Maybe I should do that, honestly. That would probably be a fun video. For the eyes, I'm actually just going to use a few single shadows, and the first one is from MAC. It's the shade Soft Brown, and this was also influenced by Nikki LaRose. She did a few months ago. I think this was actually the first video of hers that I found. She did a MAC, like a full face of MAC video, and she was saying that this was like one of her ride or die eyeshadows for a very long time. So I bought just a single from Ulta, and I've used it a few times, and it is such a good one shadow color. It's just a warm, kind of a camely brown, and it is very beautiful. So I'm just really just applying this all over and bringing it up into the crease just for a light wash of this color. I've actually been kind of thinking about going online or going into a MAC store or to a MAC counter and like making my own little palette. I've always kind of wanted to do that, so I'm kind of thinking about that. So if you have a MAC eyeshadow that is like your absolute favorite, let me know which ones in the comments, because I might do that at some point. And then over the top of that, I'm gonna take Urban Decay Space Cowboy, and this was definitely influenced by Kelli Gooch. You can definitely tell who I'm influenced very easily by just based on this video, but she talked about this and still does for a long time, and she's definitely the reason why I ended up buying it. And I mean, come on, honestly can't believe this is not something I've had in my collection for a long time, because I love this kind of eyeshadow that makes your lid look wet. And this is kind of, I was gonna say it's kind of silvery, but I feel like it just kind of takes on whatever you have on underneath, and it's just stunning. Like when you look down and you can see the sparkle. Oh, so pretty. For mascara, I'm gonna do the Tower 28 mascara. This honestly was just influenced by being on social media in general, because I feel like the second this came out, it was just everywhere. Everyone was talking about how great it is, and it is. It's a really great mascara. So I can't really say one particular person influenced this. It's just kind of a joint effort. And last, for the lips, again, there are so many I could choose from. I'm very easily influenced with lip products also, but there is this one combo that I learned from, I don't know her full name. I think she goes by Danielle Makeup on TikTok and Instagram, but I will link her below. I just can't think of her actual handle off the top of my head, but she talked about this particular lip combo, and I bought the products and I do love it. It's just, it's perfect. So the first thing is the NYX lip pencil in Nude Truffle, kind of a pinky brown. So that is Nude Truffle. Then she topped it with the YSL lipstick in number 44. Just a little bit, like right in the center. And then she topped it with Fenty gloss in the shade Fussy. I can't remember if she used the original or the Heat version. I have the Heat one sitting here, so I'm gonna use this. But every time I would see her with this lip combo on, I would always like read the comments on TikTok to see what it is. And it was this combo of things that I just love. So pretty. And then I'm gonna go ahead and set my face with this milk spray. And this was actually influenced by Andrea Ali here on YouTube. She is also a makeup artist. She's a really big YouTuber, so you probably watch her, but she was using this in one of her videos and talking about how much she loved it. I bought it and I totally agree. I love it so much. All right, you guys, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this. This is so fun to just talk about people that I love to follow, and if you like my content, you will probably like theirs. So I will list and link everybody below that I mentioned. I have to say, I do think this combination of products worked really well together because the base looks really pretty. So I love that all of these products worked really well together. It's a testament to the product recommendations from these people. They don't fail me. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I will list everyone mentioned and every product below. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1. And I will see you tomorrow for another video. Remember, simply be you. Bye.